I'm torn. The sky is torn, is what they call it. I am sitting, I know on one hand that the Reich that I belong to, they know a lot. Or they did. I just don't know if they got separated. Almost like the body of the aircraft with its two wings can still pull up and glide safely with me inside of it. If the tail fin rips off completely, I can still glide ever so slightly by myself for a while, but I don't know where the tail landed. And I don't know if anybody knows if they heard the Mayday call as I was going down in a barren landscape, and if they even have the ability to access what grid I'm in like time and space, seriously disbanded from one another. They literally deleted whole databases of people and separated shit. They tried to put dummy corporations. I'll put a corpse over here. We'll call it Pfizer. That'll be all like the whatever color people. I'm going to do over here. Like, but then you get friends that are like, wait, but my friend's got, no, your friend's got a little too much something else. He belongs to the other pharmaceutical company for our purpose. Like, stay where we put you and stop swapping shit. Because I can't find some of the children. All right, so that's that. Then I've got, so you don't want to say too much because you don't want to like tip off the wrong people and anger the wrong people. But on the other hand, you're like, okay, well, I'm all alone in this operation. So to my African bush friends who don't want to know too much, but they will listen if I need help. Like, I have not noticed too much of you digging in the dirt to make a large hole so your body can go in it while you're alive, right? That's like, I mean, what would you, the white people in deciduous forest of evergreens, they do not act, they live a whole nother reality. So the men in the forest with the tall coniferous, not carnivorous, right? It's conifer, conifer, deciduous and conifer. So they grow, eventually they die, and then new ones grow in that kind of forest. They hunt elk, E-L-K, deer, D-E-E-R, animals that don't exist in bush territory. When they do that, they build something. I think duck hunters do it as well, D-U-C-K. They build a dumb, a D-U-M-B. Made sense. We kind of laughed about it in Neo-Swahili territory. I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, he's like, they're like, but they have trees. We kill animals and we have nothing. They see us coming. That's the hunt. That's the skill. I'm like, well, they call it dumb. Does that help? I mean, so it does take on its own linguistical picture reference, but whatever. So the hunters dress like the tall grass in full. They sit in the tall grass. They then take other grass and cover themselves. Even though they're already in the color, they put more grass on top of themselves and they sit there and they wait for a couple of ducks to start to fly, and then they hit them. And they call this duck hunting. So, does it make sense? I understand. To them, it's custom. That's it. Once it's custom, that's what they do. Nothing more to be said. So, they are in a blind. You can't, but when you're in a blind, you can't see what's going on behind you. You're kind of, in a situation all to yourself for somebody like a sneak attack, but whatever. So now, for this tactical anyway, so now here's the thing, right? I'm just kind of sitting here in more of like a protected blind, but still blind nonetheless every time I walk around. They know things, they know I'm important. I checked in when I first got here before they checked me out of the library several times, disconnected my memory like I didn't exist, so certain people didn't get in trouble and didn't have to fess up what they did. Then they broke things more, moved more money, became more useless, more dangerous, and I have no idea what's real. So in that sense, I will speak up, because you have to let everybody know at the same time what's going on, and can anybody help? So the TEOFRIO guy, 1975, he informs me that he spoke on the phone, Zooyork, Zooyork, right, from the other day, the OTIS. He said that Manhattan was shut down, like they shut it all down for COVID. And then TEOFRIO's home today because his job also, which was a union that he's working with, maybe it's a union, I don't know, maybe it's private, I'm not sure, is millennial. I don't ask too many questions, but this question I specifically asked. So they shut down his job today out of nowhere. So they shut down Millennial today and Manhattan, because I know that those are key up words for confirmable events that run into pharmaceutical and banking issues. For world stage of what's going on with this poor kid, right? So not that anybody right, whatever. It's a trade-off system, I suppose, is how you're running it since it's unsuccessful. Right. Let's see here. All right, so that is the blind news from the dumb I didn't ask for this, but I got white guys in a deciduous forest that hunt with like different mechanisms than the guys out in the bush, so it might be a customs issue. I don't know. I'm a mice, M-I-C-E. I'm the master in charge of something, but I got lice running the show, L-I-C-E, at some level, messing up with what thinks they're bird of prey. I'm like, I'm still a mouse. You might be a field mouse coming to talk to my mouse, but I don't know what to tell you. I'm really bird of prey whenever field mice come into my face. That's the way that works. I'm always the one higher than whatever's currently in front. That's a guarantee. And that also leads to respect elsewhere when you earn my respect. But now, so that's TEOFRIO. Now, this gets confusing for people because it's like, if you ask his friend Andy Collins, who's like, I actually respect Andy. When I'm with TEOFRIO, I play the good wife. I'm just good partner, whatever you call it. I'm just quiet. I'm dumb, deaf, blind. I'm just like, and if he acts up, I'll say something, but that's it. But not like, whatever. Just to put him in his place, and then I leave. He's not worth fighting over. He's a machine that's got a junction box and some advertising that doesn't work for my purpose. I know this is like crazy for his friends, but they get it. So then I've got, but I belong to somebody owns me. Like I belong to somebody that I've been trying to get to since the beginning of when I arrived here in New York. So for his purpose, I could he wants me to treat TEOFRIO like a piece of shit. Get that, I got that. But for the people that I need information from or through, since he's got a network and I don't, I gotta make them somewhat comfortable that I'm respectful, because I am. It's a tricky situation again. It's like, hello, Belle Bev DeVoe. Is it poison or poisson? It's both. It's a poisonous fish at this point. It's a lionfish. What do you want from me? So that's how that goes. Just order and balance somewhere else of like, this was never gonna, all right. And then this is the other thing. There's a stock of people who are like, we already saw the end of this route. We told you this was the worst. People are going to get confused. People are going to die. They're going to hurt. There's going to be things that happen that you can't, but we're in charge of her first and foremost, and the rest of you are ancillary. So, you understand? So here's the thing. The TEOFRIO and the Romer were never supposed to happen. My son just now, Anthony TEOFRIO, the 2012 year, he says to me, the one that looks like Johann or Johannes, I call him Eric, the ruler, the little one, or Leif Erikson, I don't know. I try to cross-hatch Big Eric's names with the little one because he kind of sort of, but on a little, I mean, there's similarity in genetics, but anyway. So then I've got, he says to me, he's like, Mom, he's like, where was I born? What are my brother's names, first of all? So I gave it to him. And he says, where was I born? And he says, how do you spell patchhog? P-A-T-C-H, like a patchwork quilt. And then it's O-G-U-E. And I said, well, actually, right, the hospital name was Stony Brook, S-T-O-N-Y-B-R-O-O-K. And Anthony, 1975, goes, no, that's not how you spell it. And I was like, listen to me. I'm master in charge, as is my offspring. Antonin, you were skinned, S, to New York, T-O-N-Y. That spells Tony. Tony is a short, truncated name for Anthony. So the universal prowess is always going to work in your favor, Antonin. So it's spelled Stony as S-T-O-N-Y. Skinned Tony, but for Cattaruzza, since Antonin, we weren't supposed to go this route, but the linguistics will work since I'm the universal master in charge. Clear? So it's Stony and then it's Brook. B-R-O-O, in case the little Roo, R-O-O, ever gets in trouble, or the larger one, it's her grandfather's name was Tony, it's to New York. Just like Tiny Tim is T-I, it's N-Y for New York. It was Miracle on 34th Street with Stewart, wasn't it? Really? Because the real shit show showed up at 43rd, the inverse. Are we getting how this works? In black and white film, black and white cinema, before I got here, they put out a movie, Miracle on 34th Street. Great, I arrived, it became the project from hell with God on 43rd Avenue. And with all lights out on Broadway. Because nobody showed up except a Korean named Jenny, and then some, I don't know what she is, dark caramel color, grows hair, needs a shave midday woman named Maria across the street, and then a light-skinned redhead Jew with lots of freckles, white named Zena. That's it. All I got for you. That's what I showed up to. Didn't ask for it. That's what I showed up to. And then the rest of the world did whatever they did.